What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Tuesday Swing for the Fences show, talking some MLB, hoop, Big T, myself, breaking it all down. You guys have already hit that like button for us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. As always, we appreciate it. Got to throw over to my boy Hoop first, though, because we were talking a little pre-show. I came in, I was curious. Your son Landon had a baseball tournament on Saturday, and the story got way better than I even expected. So talk about that a little bit, the baseball tournament. Memorial Day weekend, were you able to get to the lake at all? How was the little break? And the MLB, big 13-game slate today. So tell the people what's going on.
Yeah, super busy weekend. Definitely tied up mostly with baseball, travel baseball. So our weekends are typically at a tournament. Son had a tournament this weekend. The weather was beautiful. They won the championship. It was very cool, exciting, and to make it even better, son gets up in the as a second inning of the championship game and put one over the fence. So first kid in that tournament to put one out. He put one into left field. It's kind of actually like a no doubter. I mean, he timed it up perfect. Had that like perfect sound. Ball just traveled and over the fence. It's one of those.
That thing was a bomb too. I didn't even know what you guys were talking about when I came in. I seen that thing on the Facebook just from watching Grayson, because my son's just a little bit younger than Hoops, and his team's pretty good. And I can't imagine anybody on Grayson's team hitting a bomb. So that bomb that Hoops son hit Landon was definitely a pipe shot. I mean. Kids that age, when they rope one, I mean, they hit it good, but to get it that deep and that long and over like they can hit a home run, but not over the actual fence. So I was very impressed. That thing took off.
It was definitely one of those proud dad moments. It's like, oh man, like that is so cool, and like he was so excited, and it was awesome. And I mean, he timed it up perfect. I mean, a lot of times, he's hitting line drives over the infield or something. That's typically what they do at this age. He just like fully laid into this one, and boom! I mean, it flew right over the fence. So he's super pumped, and his teammates they're chanting to what's it called? Title? The dance? I don't even know it.
The gritty. He was the
gritty,
yes. Gritty at the
end. So he gets like 5 feet from home plate and he starts doing this Fortnite dance or something. It's like, why'd you do that? He goes, my teammates were telling me to do it. It's like, all right.
Gritty. They all do the gritty.
Yeah. It's like, I guess you earned the opportunity to do the gritty.
Yeah, that's Justin Jefferson, my boy Justin Jefferson's move. Great. Big T's kid, Grayson. He's got it down for sure. He was doing
it. He does it after he takes a dump. Like he does it every time he does anything, he's grittying.
At first, I was like, "Oh, what is it?" And I guess it's kind of like a swag type move to pull that under your first home run trot, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. Those are the two that have the LSU guys that do it all the time when they get a touchdown. And it's definitely the move, I guess, for the younger kids. It's a swaggy move. So that's awesome. I definitely, it was a proud dad moment. I played baseball my whole life. I never hit one over the fence. So
you never hit a bomb.
Now over the fence, I was always contact. Speed.
You were a slap hitter, weren't you? I can see you being a little slap hitter.
Lay down that bunt.
Lead off, slap.
You didn't bunt. You better not have bunted.
No, but I mean, you take your walks, you hit some singles. If you get lucky, you hit a double, you steal some bases. Never would I didn't even get close to hit one over.
That was the exact opposite. I'd be swinging for that fence.
I believe, even if I did, it wasn't going anywhere. That's what I'm saying. Like I just didn't have the power to get it over. So that's really cool, Hoop. They won the championship. I was wondering though. So it's just a one-day tournament. Is that how most of your?
Yeah, that's how these things go at this age. Like, I know it's a 2-day, Saturday and Sunday. So basically, you do like pool play. You face every team once, and then like the top teams advance to like the championship. So they've been very successful this season. I mean, they've played 6 tournaments, I think, and they've won 4 of them. So it's cool to see. I mean, it's a lot more fun, getting out of like the rec ball stuff and into the competitive things. Cody's son plays,
we're definitely in the rec ball phase still for sure.
Well, no, but for basketball though, he plays competitive.
No, he does better for basketball. I mean, I shouldn't say better. Better is going to make me sound like a dick because he does do good at baseball, but it's not competitive baseball for us.
But he plays in a competitive.
Basketball is more competitive.
Yeah, he plays in a competitive basketball league. Yeah.
But I mean, as a couple more years, maybe probably next year, Big T, maybe 2 years. Baseball.
I honestly don't know how. I mean, they do good, but it's definitely not competitive. Like there's a lot of like leniency with different things, and nobody's hitting a bomb at my kids' team. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that's awesome, Hoop. Though when I heard that, and I thought it was a 1-day, 2-day tournament. That makes a lot of sense. Big T, throw it over to you. You sound like you're not as sick. Or was it?
I feel great, actually. Yeah, I mean,
24-hour bug.
I haven't been like actually like sick like that, and I don't know how long. It's just I was golfing that day, started puking on the course, and it was like a 3-day bug where I couldn't even function. And I don't know. I feel great now though. So you know how it is after you're sick, when you come back, you feel like almost better than you felt before because you felt like shit all weekend. And yeah, I'm happy to be back somewhat to normal here.
Yep, absolutely love it. Uncle T in chat saying Landon was 3% owned at 6K. Let's fucking go.
Landon wasn't no 3% owned, Uncle T, because he hits bombs. Even like last summer when we went to hoops, Grayson and Landon were out there playing. Landon was roping them.
Yeah, I also heard Uncle T. He stuck it to you on the golf course. He was saying.
He always sticks it to me.
No, I'm kidding.
That can't be true.
He
said just the opposite. Actually, he said Big T.
My golf game's actually in grade 4 right now. I figured some things out.
You guys better watch out. Hoop just got himself some new clubs, so my game might be on the rise.
It looks like JSU, Hoop, and Big
JSU like actually has been talking trash. I seen videos of him hitting it, and like he actually thinks he's gonna like beat me in golf.
Yeah. I want him to keep thinking that because I'm entertained every time you guys are talking golf in the beginning.
There's a lot of sports where you can like maybe upset someone. You're not upsetting someone in golf like when you haven't played. Like it's not happening.
A lot of strokes.
What was it, AP that said it or someone? I mean, that's like I agree with whoever said it. That's the last sport I would try and pick. Just such a. I mean, you just can't make.
No
mistakes.
way. Like you can't
make up that gap. You can't make.
If you're like in the same range, sure, but you're not going to go from not playing to beating someone that's decent and played his whole life.
No chance.
That's the last sport.
You can get lucky on a couple holes in golf. You can't get lucky on like a round of golf. There's no chance.
Big T 70, Uncle T 82. Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty nice. Uncle
82 is that's a good score. 82 is a respectable score for sure. I couldn't do 82.
You should have done that when Snyder was in town, though. There was a little.
There you go. Get in there on him. Snyder did dip him.
Folded under the pressure a little bit. Uncle T did it, and Snyder took it to him. But yeah, Uncle T 82. That is definitely impressive. We got what? We got B Nair and Chad, Tim Allenwood, Nadesify, KB Squib, poor Title. Yeah, Title could never hit a bomb. Never got close. Big Junior Title working walks with steal upside. Yeah, pretty much.
That's a good strategy. That's a great strategy.
I could see you stealing.
No, that's what that's you get on as a leadoff hitter. You don't got, like I said,
high school too. People, you got dudes that just steal second and third every time.
Yeah,
I was the same as Title. I wasn't a power guy. I was a base hit, walk, and steal type dude.
I mean, because you get all the way up to pretty much high school. Like, there's few catchers you face. Actually, like
even in high school, there's not catchers going to throw out fast.
So the funny part about the league that my son's in, these tournaments, like you can't steal until the ball crosses home plate. Yeah, so if you have like a good catcher, like you have a legitimate chance of throwing these kids out. So it's happened quite a bit, which I actually like. So it's like once it crosses,
I like that rule too.
Go. Yeah.
I would like that rule even in high school almost, as bad as that sounds, because dudes would literally just steal second and third every time.
Well, high school, no one would get a steal then. I mean, unless you're playing.
Well, but everyone gets a steal then. There needs to be some sort of middle ground. Yeah. Like there's literally dudes that would just keep stealing.
Yeah. And you can't stop it. I mean, a single's like a triple. Like you single or walk is a triple.
Yeah. Even if they tried to like pick them off, they would still just steal it. Like the minute they throw, they would just take off. Like
hard to stop.
That definitely is a good
maybe I'm just jealous because it wasn't me stealing them every time.
How many bombs did you hit as a kid, Big T? Over the fence?
I mean, not like I wasn't incredible at baseball.
You said, like 30 plus.
I hit a decent number of bombs, but I wasn't like incredible at baseball or anything.
Yeah, that's that's enough talk of that. We got 13 games. There'll be a lot of BSing during the show, as always. 405 watching, 159 likes. Hit that like button for us, please. Hit that subscribe. Like I said, we got 13 games. And it looks like the one weather game is Coors Field, of course. Miami, Colorado looks to be the one concern. I really don't have a strong lean on it. We are still multiple hours away from lock. So the Up to Lock show, Discord will talk about it. Hoop, I know you pull up Radar a lot and stuff.
I'm still scarred from DC last week, running his mouth about, I never missed the projection in 17 years of baseball. 10 minutes later, 2 postpones of the ones he said were safe.
I kind of played into that. I mean, I've been talking up the DC weather angle, and I think
it was perfect, though. It made it perfect.
Yeah, his confidence is partially due to me talking him off.
I loved it.
What do you think though, Hoop? I don't know if you pulled it up or not. Like,
it doesn't look great.
Postponed risk.
Yeah, it doesn't look great. I mean, because if they get hit, it looks like it's just going the whole night. So I mean, unless something changes drastically, I can't imagine being on bats there at this point.
Yeah, so we're kind of thinking the same thing there. I'd kind of just assuming it's a 12-game slate, and you look at it like the implied total. What do we got right now for the over/under? Sitting at 10.5. There's 12 other games. Yeah. It's not like the 13 or something that you're used to or that we can be at some point. So I think fading it, even coming from myself, a Coors guy, I think it's very easy to just fade, pretend that game doesn't play. But let's get into pitching on this slate. There's pretty good pitchers for sure. That's what happens when there is 13 games. Big T, I'm going to go to you first. I'm going to say, let's go Blake Snell at 8.1K all the way up to Lucas Giolito at 10.2K. There's Javier, there's Gossman, Charlie Morton, Julio Urias. There's some good pitchers in this range for sure. So Blake Snell, 8.1 to Lucas Giolito, 10.2. What you see in this range?
Yeah. I mean, these pitchers at the top, you got some good options that as you work your way down. There's no like a few of the slates lately, we've had just lock plays at the top, especially when I've been on the show on Tuesdays. I feel like we've had a couple lock options on the slate. But tonight, I don't see any locks, but do see solid plays. Like Gausman's been good all year. You get the White Sox now with Timmy Anderson, obviously got hurt the other day. Mancada, who I always like against righties, is also out. I assume he's hurt too. In baseball, when they're not in the lineup, I never know because I don't follow it like DC and some of the baseball guys. We got the hardcore guys. I just wait for the lineup and go with it. So I don't know. I look at this lineup from the White Sox, and I don't respect it very much at all. So I'm going to put Gausman number one as far as the whole slate. I think I'm looking at some of the value guys, even when we get in the cheaper range. I think Gausman, and naturally when I do baseball too, I'm drawn to the top of the pitcher, and I can always make cheap hitters work no matter what the slate is. It's why I like baseball, I think, and it's why I think it's easy. You just plug in the pitchers that you trust the most, that have the most upside. And I don't mind punting a few hitters. And it's just how I've always done it. It's how I love building, and it's how it's going to be again tonight. I'm not a huge Urias guy, but it's versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh beat the Dodgers last night. Pittsburgh sucks versus left-handed pitching. I hate to just go down the list, but man, he looks like he's number two for me in this top range with the perfect matchup. And then you got another guy in the 9Ks, Javier, who goes against Oakland, who's in a great ballpark for pitchers, terrible offense against right-handed pitching and left-handed for that matter, but bad park. I mean, these guys check all three boxes at the top. That's where I'm going at the top. I'm looking at some of these other guys. Giolito versus Toronto. I mean, being all the way up, being probably the most talented overall at the top, I guess you could play him. I just don't really see a reason to play a pitcher against Toronto when you can go against some of these other teams like Oakland and Pittsburgh, like I just talked about. I just don't see it. Lauer. Do we got Winder? What's the Wrigley?
It's not like yesterday. It's
like mid-teens, like 13, 14, 15 blowing out.
Decent win.
But it is hot though. I mean, it's very hot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to play Lauer. I mean, 9,900, but the dude, I think it was the last show I was on, I talked about it. The dude's been good though. Like I don't know how, but he's been awesome all season. Not going to do it tonight though when we got these other guys. So how far do you want me to go down? It doesn't matter. Those would be the three for me. None of these other guys stick out.
No Blake Snell. Obviously, I mean, he's
loved him the last
Snell.
time. I just these Cardinals guys, mainly Goldie, Arenado, they pound lefties. They're hot. I like some of these guys even at the bottom too. Bader, Donovan, even lefty. I like him. Molina's always a tough out. Pujols, even though I think he sucks, is not like a guy that's going to go up there and just give you a free out. I don't know. I think the matchup sucks. And Blake Snell, a lot of people act like he's unpredictable and stuff. I think he's pretty easy to figure out. Like when he's in a good matchup, I always jam him. And when he's in a tougher matchup, I just never play him. And tonight I would consider this a tougher matchup for Blake Snell.
Yeah, St. Louis doesn't strike out much, and Goldschmidt, man, I feel like we've been saying it for 2 weeks how hot he is.
Ride the hot streaks.
Yeah.
Where's all these people that say hot streaks don't exist? You play these hot hitters. Mookie hits a bomb every night.
Bats, yeah.
These freaking dudes, they hit bombs every night, and then the counterpoint will be like, oh well, Goldie's a great hitter, Mookie's a great hitter. Who gives a shit? They hit a bomb every night. Play them.
Yeah, for sure. Hoop, I'm going to go to you. Same range, 8-1 Blake Snell, the 10-2 Giolito. But you do have to touch on Martin Perez, because it's the time we were on the show last time where someone brought him up in chat. We overlooked him. He's been so good this year, pitching way above what anyone else would have thought, probably his own self. But someone mentioned in chat too about him too. So the whole range, and then touch on him for sure.
Yeah, I mostly agree with Big T here. Like, I don't know. I'm not thrilled with pitcher today. Like, I just don't. There's nothing that stands out. Like, you have to play this guy. On FanDuel, Javier is much cheaper. He's like 8.7 or 8.6. Like, that stands out as a really good price tag. But on DraftKings, I don't see anything that stands out. Like, I have to have this guy now. Ideally, if I could build all my teams and have Gausman and Javier, that's the route that I'd probably end up going. But 9.7, 9.6, it's not the easiest thing in the world. But yeah, that's where I'd be looking to start. After that, though, up here, I just don't like anything else. Like Urias, yeah, sure, he's fine, but always a limited upside with him. He's got to be very efficient out there. I mean, he has to be very efficient to get the job done. And the matchup's perfect for him to be efficient against the Pirates. So, I mean, I think he's in the conversation. Then, yeah, Perez, we were on the show last week. Someone brought it up. We kind of overlooked him. He went out and got 22 fantasy points. And, I'll take 22 from a pitcher today and move on. So if you're building, 20 or 150 teams, whatever it is, if you're MMEing, I think he's definitely a guy to keep in the player pool today. But like I said, I mean, if I could have my teams with Javier and Gausman, that's where I go. This White Sox lineup, definitely watered down without Tim Anderson. The one thing, though, that is dangerous for Gausman, all that means is my boy Gavin Sheets is on the way up the lineup, now batting fifth. So he's definitely a scary bat in there. But, yeah, it's Gausman and Javier up here.
I like it. Big T, I'm going to go back to you for this bottom range because Montgomery at 8.0 all the way down to Brian Baker at 4K. Why I want to go to you is, one, George Kirby is back. Last time we were on the show, he was your favorite pitcher by far. I think he did pretty decent. He's 6'6" now. What was he though? 4K or something, 5'3" or something in the last spot. So his price did come up. He is going against Baltimore though. And then I see two guys that are below 5K in Cole Sands and Brian Baker. Their projection point per dollar looks pretty decent. I don't think they're going to pitch too deep into the games though, but if you're looking for a higher price stack and stuff, do you have any interest in those guys? You are the master at calling the cheapies. So those are the three I want you to touch on, and then anyone else 8K and below.
Yeah, I mean, I usually like these guys. I just want to see some sort of length ability though. So like, no matter what the projection is with this Baker dude, you pull him up and I see 33 pitches, 16, 31, his last three starts, hasn't gone more than 2 innings. I just have stayed away from that this year, no matter how much I hate pitcher. Like, I think I'd play any sort of length over that. I just can't do it. I do love the 4K guys. If it was a shorter slate too, I could make a case for it. So I'm not going to play him. And then the other dude was Sands. Let me pull him up. So he went 2 innings, 30 pitches as well last game. Unless someone like nudged me and told me that they think that he went way further, I don't know. I want some sort of length.
I don't expect the length to be.
Yeah, I mean, even if you knew he'd go 4 innings, I'd be okay with 4 innings for that. But man, when you only get 2 innings, I get it. I mean, they could get you 10 points or something, point per dollar. There's just too many pitchers on the board, though. I mean, what is it, a 12 game slate? 13, a lot of games.
Probably 12.
A couple of these pitchers are going to do enough. And there's a bunch of guys in this cheaper range, too, just as we work our way down. I mean, Jordan Montgomery versus the Angels probably won't go there. I mean, it is. I agree with Hoop. I don't love pitcher. Usually – I like to build where even yesterday where it was Bueller and who was the other dude last night? I didn't love him.
Gallon, was it? Did you play
Gallon?
And
Gallon. And I didn't love them, but even a slate like that where they were the two obvious pitchers to me, I just played them and I was okay with it and just live with the results. this slate doesn't really have that. The one guy that sticks out to me in this range, though, well, Kirby, I do like Kirby. I'll talk about him in a second. But my boy Mitch Keller, I don't know what it is about him. I always want to play him. He plays the freaking Dodgers, though, which I don't think I can play against the Dodgers. They're just too good. But man, when he gets it going, he reels me in. And I know no one likes him, but he'll be 1% owned. He's 6,800. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there because sometimes I roll the dice against a good offense, knowing that literally no one will have him. So it'll be 1% owned. If he somehow strikes out 7-8 guys, he can give up 4 or 5 runs against the Dodgers. If he strikes out 7-8 guys, he can get me 15 points or something, and that's okay at 6,800. So, but Kirby 66, I just think Kirby's good. He's going against Baltimore, who I actually kind of like Baltimore's offense a little bit, even though they're not a great team. They just have guys.
Though. They're in Camden now, though. Not
I know that they're back in Camden. We don't love the park. You have to like Kirby at 6,600. I just think he's a talented dude. How many pitches did he go last game? Let me see. He went 90 pitches. So in the last, I guess all 4 starts now, 81, 89, 71, 90, 16.5 points. I mean, before the Oakland game, he had to go at Boston and at the Mets. 2 just brutal matchups, 2 of the best offenses in baseball right now. And before that, it was Tampa Bay. He went for 25 on them. So really his only 2 bad starts were against 2 powerhouse offenses. To me, Kirby at 6,600, I think is one of the best plays of the night. And with my roster, obviously I haven't built teams yet, but roster construction, I could see playing Kirby is like my top cheap guy, and Keller is my sneaky cheap guy to go with one of those top guys we talked about.
You're telling me you haven't built teams 2 hours before lock? I'm shocked. Who?
I need to find that dude from Discord asking if we got the core plays tonight.
Go to you.
Mine's up. You know, I do my stuff early. My plays are locked in there. So if you're looking for some,
he's the AP of basketball.
This is always up.
Hey, I get my shit up early. So if you're looking for some early cores, sign up at Rumpier. You get the.
I'm about to look right now and see who he's got up.
I have a feeling you'll like it.
I love it. Hoop, I'll go to you. I mean, 8K Montgomery all the way down. I agree with Big T. I wouldn't go Cole Sands or Baker either. I had to ask Big T about the cheapies. Someone asked about Michael Wacha, though, 7-2, taking on Cincinnati. So if you want to touch him a little bit or anything you like, 8K and below.
God, man, like for it being a bigger slate, I don't know, man, it's just tough at pitching. I mean, and down here, I think my favorite guy is Kirby for sure at 6'6". I mean, I do agree, though, this Baltimore offense can be pesky. And, while the ballpark does favor pitching nowadays, it's 90 degrees there. I mean, things are heating up. I mean, it's probably the hottest day around the country for baseball. So, definitely not favorable for pitching. But I think he's the safest down here.
We got a good ump in that game, too, I just realized.
Yeah. So I'm in on Kirby. Cole Sands, I have a little more interest in at 4.7. I just think when it's all said and done, man, you could get by with having like 10 or 12 fantasy points from one of your pitchers today. I just don't see many of these guys putting up like 25 or 30. Even some of those guys up top, I just don't like all that much. I don't know. I'm kind of lost. I mean, maybe take a chance on Michael Wacha at 7-2 at home. Can he go 5 innings and pick up the win against the Reds? Yeah, but the upside's probably capped on him a little bit. You got the Chicago game where the wind's blowing out, so it's really hard to trust a guy like Steele. No chance in hell I'm playing Mitch Keller, but I respect it. I mean, that's why Big T is, amazing at MLB DFS, because I don't think anyone's clicking that name. That is certainly interesting, but I don't know. It's just not a great day at pitcher. I'm going to try, like I said, to get like Javier and Gausman on as many teams as possible. I don't know. I might only play like 5 or 6 guys at pitcher. I'm having trouble like selling myself on anyone.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you can lock in those 2 if you want, or you can just play 3 or 4 and then get different in offense a little bit. We talk about some slates where you love certain, I mean, you're not like you love certain pitchers today, but you hate a lot more pitchers than you like today. So you can just lock in 2, play 3, and that makes your offenses around a little more, where sometimes you like 1 or 2 offense on the slate, and then you can mix and that's the pitching. So sounds like both these guys will be very heavy on Gausman, on Javier, and then mix in a couple others. Then you can spread it around an offense a little bit. Before I do go for the rankings for Big T and Hoop, I first want to give a shout out to Simon. It is his birthday today. Anybody in Discord, hit up at PumaCon and wish him a happy birthday. He's always behind the scenes, does a great job. So happy birthday to Simon. And also, we do still have, this is the last day, and after this show, PGA 50 will be gone. Before the show, I was trying to tell Hoop, it better be canceled now. We cannot be doing this anymore. He said one more day, not even a whole day, until after one more hour.
1 more hour. I set the code to expire after the show. So literally you have to I think it's 6:15 Eastern to use it, and then it's goner. So 1 hour, 1 more hour to get in 50% off first payment.
1 hour, and we got 550 watching. If to only 204 likes, that's a little hurtful right now. We can hit that like button, but 560 people watching. If you do want to be a member at Run Pure Sports, you've been wanting to, PGA 50 gets you 50% off your first payment. That will be gone in an hour, and we don't run the 50% off very much. So now's the time. MMA is back this weekend. NASCAR is always going on. Golf, there's a show tonight, show tomorrow as always big prize pools, tons of sports. And MLB's been on the heater. We still have the NBA playoffs, the finals. We had a Millie Maker on Thursday where Big T, JSU talk on the premium side and their strategies. So tons of prize pools. No better time to be a member. PGA 50 is open for 1 hour, and then I'm making sure Hoop does cancel that. All right.
One more thing about the MMA. I think we all have seats for this live final. I mean, I don't know if you guys looked at the schedule yet, but I mean, we're incentivized to get there. I mean, the final is in Dallas. So how about me, Title, Big T, and Todd pairing it up in Dallas. Let's go. We'll go.
We also got Todd. 2 members too. Raul and Pinto got seats too. So
how many go to the actual final?
Goes 70 to 30 to 10. So
yeah,
10.
so it's
10.
Let's just lock up those spots.
I'll be very impressed. I hope we're all 3 there. That'd be sweet. 3 of the 10.
Yeah, that would definitely be fun. It starts next week. Should be a fun sweat for sure. Definitely looking forward to it. Raul and Pinto got Flow too, 2 members. Excited for the MMA streets and that. But let's go pitching.
I got one more pitcher thought before you
go for it. Say it and then rank your top 4.
So I've been doing good this year without not overthinking stuff and just playing for one, because I've been working so hard on basketball. But I've been crushing just playing my first instinct in baseball. And another first reaction I got that I didn't notice when I was looking, because I was looking more into Waka, but Luis Castillo against this red-hot Red Sox. I like how he matches up against this Red Sox offense. So now I come on this baseball show once a week, recommend a pitcher against the Dodgers and the Red Sox. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I do feel good about Luis Castillo tonight.
I will say, though, that just to talk about that, the Boston total is much lower than I thought it would be.
It looks kind of not cold, but it looks colder than some parks there, like in the 50s.
Oh, yeah. Maybe,
I don't know.
I mean, Boston hasn't had a team total under 5.5 in like a week, and their team total is like 4.5.
Looking at the lineup, I don't know. I think Castillo might mow them. Then I actually really like Castillo in this spot. He's looked pretty good to me lately too. Like he's finding a groove. And again, literally no one's going to play him. And I like that at pitcher on a slate like this, because if he pops off for 30 or something, you're just mint can be.
Is he in your top 4, Big T?
I actually really like Castillo. So number 1, I'm actually going to go Kirby. I feel really good about Kirby. Number 2, I'm going to go Gausman. Number 3, I'm going to go Javier. Number 4, I'm actually going to put Castillo ahead of Urias. I put Urias 5 if I wanted to put a 5th in there.
I like it. Hoop.
And then my boy Keller is going to be on one of my teams, so he's down in wherever below that is.
All right. Boop, I saw DC's comment in chat. Definitely made me laugh. He popped in. He must have turned it on.
How did I get blamed for that? That was big. That was Big T coming in. That was and Hoop takes the blame. I mean, that's how good Big T runs. He takes the shots, and I'm responsible.
And Hoop even tried to take the fall for it himself.
Yeah, I tried taking responsibility for the action. I said I was poking the bear the whole time. Man,
I love it. Big T runs 2 pure.
So pure. I mean,
there is nothing better in touting than when you don't talk about someone all night and then someone slides in your DMs like, thanks for that guy. And you're like, I definitely didn't tell you that guy, but thank you.
Yeah, I'll take it though, for sure. Top 4, who do you got for us?
Javier Gaussman, Kirby, and fuck I don't know.
If you're only playing 3, that's fine.
Yeah, I might only play 3 pitchers. Honestly, these guys are terrible. Cole Sands. I'll play some Cole Sands.
All right, that makes some sense. Before we get in the games, 585 watching, 234 likes. Hit that like button for us, please. And you guys see that big red subscribe button to the bottom right of the likes. Hit that big red subscribe button for us too, please. 585 watching. My guess, if I had to make a bet, over half the people have not hit that subscribe button. So make Simon happy for his birthday. Hit that subscribe, and he'll be
Simon's birthday.
Yeah.
Were you not listening to me like 5 minutes ago? And then
probably not.
Brought it up like 2 times so far.
I think I just don't hear the word birthday. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it is It is Simon's birthday. He will be smiling behind the screen if you hit that big red subscribe button for him. I promise you that. So do us a favor, hit that subscribe and hit that like button. Let's go game by game, like always, though. Starting with the first game of the night, the Los Angeles Angels, the New York Yankees, Syndergaard and Jordan Montgomery on the mound. Hoop, I'll go to you. Any offense in this game for you?
Not really. I don't think I'm going to be going here all that much. I mean, I guess it is like 90 and there are some, looks like low light winds blowing out, but this Yankees lineup is just shitty. I mean, it just sucks right now when you look at it. And I mean, it is just not good. Gallo's now down there batting 9. I don't know. I honestly don't have much interest here. I think you can always play Judge. He's obviously a phenomenal hitter, having a phenomenal season, but outside of him, I don't really see all that much I like. And then I think Jordan Montgomery is just good enough for me to not really be on the Angels on a 12 or 13 game slate. So this game is mostly a pass for me, despite some of the big names here.
Big T, I'm seeing Matt Duffy in the 4-hole. I'm seeing 40-year-old Matt Carpenter still hitting some bombs. He's in the lineup today. Any interest for you in bats in this game?
Yeah, I mean, the Angels are always my team versus lefties because they roll out this lineup that gives me the cheapies, which, again, this is why I always end up playing 2 studs almost at pitcher because I don't mind playing my big platoon, as DC says, my plays where Duffy and Juan Lagares at 2,300 is another guy that I like versus lefties that – this is why I always get unique at baseball and why I love baseball because I can play Duffy, Trout, Lagares, Taylor Ward. Like I can string this Angels team. The nice part about having a 2,300 guy and a 2,400 guy, let's just say I wanted to play 1 through 4 in Lagares. I got basically a wraparound stack that is guaranteed to be unique and unowned. Like completely. There's no way anyone will have that stack. And that's why I love baseball. I got all the upside with the top guys, and I got 2 value guys that I like against left-handed pitching. So, yeah, I like the Angels a decent amount. And, yeah, I agree with the Yankees take. You can play Judge, and I would even put Judge with, like, say I play Ohtani at first, Taylor Ward and Trout and Judge in the outfield. I have so much freaking upside in that thing, like unlimited upside with that. So that's the type of thing. I definitely wouldn't full stack the Yankees, though. It was funny when Carpenter hit that bomb his first game. Though.
Gosh,
everyone
was hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, Andahar 2500s look decent. Anybody that's 2K in the 2Ks in baseball, I don't think I'll make fun of. I mean, Matt Carpenter, I wouldn't play him, but almost literally anyone in the 2Ks, I can make a case for. So that's where I would be in this game. Angels heavy with Judge, maybe Andahar is a little sprinkle in there with the Angels stack.
Did you guys, side note, do you guys see that I take it the Nick Castellanos yesterday too on Memorial Day when they were talking about different things like memorial stuff? They were celebrating some people, and then he hit a bomb right there. You know how it was like they're talking about, I'm explaining the story awful, but hopefully you guys are with me. They're talking about other stuff. Hey, Castellanos hits a bomb, and then the announcer. Haven't you guys seen that before?
I have not. I was definitely not watching all that much baseball yesterday, though, so I was out of the loop.
Someone in chat, there's probably plenty of people like he just told the story as awful as possible, and I know I did. Someone in chat, give me a little synopsis on how I can say this story.
You definitely did not lay it out very, very well for me to picture it.
But the announcers, pretty much the announcers that were talking about different things in the game. They were celebrating, I think it was veterans, celebrating certain.
Was he mic'd up or something?
No, but there was something in the past when they were talking about it, and then he goes, and Castellanos to deep left field to make it, and like they just changed the whole subject. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. You guys have to know. So people in chat will know what I'm talking about. And yeah, the story was absolutely awful. But
the story is reminiscent of the NBA
carpet
trade.
story.
It reminds me of the Steven Adams trade, where you like literally
no, that was
a huge boner. That's my favorite title.
Next game on the slate.
That's exactly what it is. It's a good comparison.
Seattle Mariners, Baltimore Orioles. You got George Kirby.
That was LeBron. You got to take a game off. Like, who? Bring us into the next game. I mean, that was terrible.
You would have thought LeBron got traded for like Kevin Durant. How excited!
Joe, how many times did you play Joe Val in DFS? We played DFS for a living.
He's gonna start selling it again.
You see a trade come up for the first time in eight months.
Doesn't matter.
You get excited about it.
Does not matter. Does not matter one bit.
All right, Hope, you host it. Let's go.
I don't even know where we're at.
We're only one game in, so you can go to any game.
Well, Seattle Mariners, Baltimore Orioles, George Kirby, Brian Baker on the mound. I'm definitely not going to Big T first. So what do you got?
And I actually like the Mariners quite a bit here. We talked about the stadium has obviously been more favorable for pitching, but you got the 90-degree weather here. I like this lineup. I like this Mariners lineup. I mean, you got guys you can play. I think like 1 through 6 are all in play. Winker, France, Julio Rodriguez has big time upside. Crawford, Suarez, Frazier. Nice total for them. I mean, they're slightly below 5 for a team total. I think it's a pretty good spot here going against this Baker guy. And then the Orioles offense, I'm going to be on Kirby. He's one of the few pitchers that I'm playing on the slate. I am not going to be on any Orioles bats, but I really do like the Mariners. I think they're in play here, firmly in play. I don't think they're going to have much ownership. And, I like the upside that the lineup offers here.
I like it. And if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, there's multiple people in the YouTube chat that explained it pretty good. I'm not going to say anything else. Big T, what you got in this game?
Yeah, I'm going to be off this game. I think this Julio Rodriguez is a total stud. I would play him as a one-off at any point. Like if he hit my – like sometimes when I jam, like say I do build the Angels team and I got like one spot left or something on my team and Julio Rodriguez would fit, like I would put him in there perfectly. Like he's got upside. He's got some speed. I freaking love him. But as far as like a full stack in this park, I'm so park based in baseball that I'm stubborn and I just refuse to like go to this park right now.
Yep, makes sense. I think you'll both be off this next game, but I'll go back to you, Big T. White Sox, Blue Jays, Giolito, Gossman on the mound. The two best pitchers probably.
Definitely off for me.
Oop.
Yeah, no interest.
Next game on the slate, Washington Nationals, New York Mets, Patrick Corbin and Trevor Williams on the mound. I'll go back to you, Big T. The Mets have been swinging a pretty hot bat, and they get Corbin, who I do not think is very good at all. So talk about the Mets and any Nationals for you.
Yeah, the Mets are, I freaking love hot baseball teams, and this team is hot as can be right now. And you got a lefty masher up top in Kana, however the hell you pronounce his name. I like him. Pete Alonso just continues to crush. Lindor's as hot as anyone in baseball. Marte's a beast. And then you could, I don't love the bottom of the lineup just looking at them. But you never know. It's baseball. They could get things going at the bottom. They're just a hot offense. And I definitely have some interest in this Mets team, mainly the top 4. Like some teams, I know Hoop talks about it a ton. I've talked about it a ton in the past. I don't mind going to the bottom. I prefer to go to the bottom of the lineup with teams like this. This team, however, is one of the few exceptions where I want 1 through 4 for sure if I stack the Mets. And then, you know what, any of the next guys I'd be okay with. I like the catcher in the 9-hole or J.D. Davis, the righties, would probably be my preference. But one of these lefties, like Jeff McNeil, if you do stack the Mets tonight, Jeff McNeil will be 3% owned, guaranteed. No one will play him. Lefty, and he's expensive at $5K. sometimes it's nice to pop a little overpriced guy, lefty in your stack, because he could be the difference. Who knows? I mean, Corbin, you don't know how deep he's going to go. You just don't know. McNeil, more times than not, the random guys who ships you the tournament. The Mets get you well into the cash line, and then Jeff McNeil hits a bomb, and that's what ships for you or something. So preference for sure, 1 through 4, but any of those other guys for like on FanDuel, it's easy. Just play those 4 guys, and I really wouldn't stray from that. And a lot of times I'm like Hoop too. I like the bottom of the lineup. Not in this case though. I want those 4 guys. And the Washington side against Trevor Williams is a guy I just have never ever stacked against. He's not good, but he's also not really getting blown up that much. So I'm off of Washington.
Yep. Hoop, go to you. Talk about the Mets and any Washington for you.
Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, the Mets are just steaming hot right now. No reason to get off them. I think phenomenal spot here at home against Corbin again. High temperatures here, close to 90. It's just a really good spot. I love the lineup that they put out. I mean, I think it's probably like the best lineup that they could compose against Corbin. The one guy at the bottom I do like though is Nitto, the catcher, Thomas Nitto. He's like 2.3K on DraftKings. I don't mind doing like a wraparound with him. Fills that catcher spot, and then you get the big upside with those other 4 guys at the top, whatever 4 guys that you want. He is 2.3K, correct?
Yep.
My only issue with him though is like that's just, I mean, which we don't care. I do agree with you in chalk on baseball, but man, everyone's going to put him in their Met stack.
Think so?
I mean, he's just cheap, and he just fits that stack so easy.
Yeah, I mean, possibly, but I don't know. People typically don't go to the bottom. I don't know. I like it. I like this team is just, I think, the best team on the slate. So, yeah.
A couple of people in chat are talking about Guillermo too. He had a great game yesterday. He's been decently hot. He's in the 8-hole too. So Big T doesn't probably like it, but if you're going Nitto,
I just freaking hate him lefty. Whether that's right or wrong, like he's going to be low owned though. So
he has been hit. Yeah, he's been swinging a hot stick, but
has he been crushing lefties though?
Now that you're getting to it.
I mean, he was hitting like towards the top yesterday, wasn't he? Versus righty.
He was lead off. Yeah,
yesterday. Like that's a different planet versus righty. I could be wrong. Again, I am not the numbers guy. DC on the premium, he'll give you the numbers. I could say something totally inaccurate, but him lefty does not strike me as something I want.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't
outside of being different, which is fine. I have no problem putting him in there to differentiate.
Well, you also are hoping, like, if you're stacking the Mets, that Corbin won't be in there too long, and then you can face some righties and stuff. But yeah,
I agree for sure. But yeah,
Con in the 1 hole, he's only 3K. He's definitely him and JD Davis. You look at their prices, will be the most popular. But if you're full stacking it, like you got to pay for Marte, Lindor, Pete Alonso, McNeil. Yeah. They're expensive. So yeah, I think the Mets definitely make a lot of sense on this slate. I see Rolo in chat. We got 575 watching. Rolo said, let's get to 350. Let's make a push to 350. We fall a little short. I'm not going to pull the plays of the day, but for Simon's birthday, he's always pushing the likes and the subscribes. 350 with probably 600 watching sooner rather than later. We can definitely do that. I like that idea, Rolo. Let's get to the next game on the slate. Minnesota Twins and the Detroit Tigers. Cole Sands and Joey Wentz on the mound. Hoop, I'll go to you. What you see in this game?
So this game is only available on DraftKings,
right?
Or I think DraftKings, or is it FanDuel?
DK.
Well, I see it on the DK, so I don't know if it's on FanDuel, but it's definitely on.
No,
DK.
it's just on DK, not on FanDuel. You are correct.
Yes, okay, that's it. Yeah, I mean, moderate interest, I think, here in the Twins. I mean, is their lineup out yet? For some reason, it's like not pulling up.
I mean, it's a standard lineup.
Yeah, moderate interest, I think, on the Twins side. On the Tigers, I guess this is one spot where you could potentially make the case for the Tigers. I mean, they've been absolutely terrible. But neither of these pitchers are any good. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if this was like a 10-8 ball game or something. So yeah, maybe take a look at the one guy I do have interest in, which I brought him up on the show yesterday and kind of got laughed at, but this Torkelson guy that G Rising has been jerking off to for like 2 years. I think he's finally starting to get things going. Hit a homer, I believe, yesterday. Was it a homer? No, but he had a big game. He got 3 for 4 yesterday and got like 21 fantasy points. So we'll take that, cheap bats here. So, moderate interest in this game.
I like it. Big T, what you like in this game?
Dude had 11 fantasy points yesterday. Just
$2 cards went to $5 maybe overnight.
I do love the G Rising spanking it comment though.
He's been stacking this dude.
I remember him talking about his cards of this dude.
Yes.
But no, I mean, I do kind of agree that I always like to have one like cheap stack where whatever that means. Like each night, I like to go up for some big offenses and just cheap stack to throw with 2 pitchers and maybe 3 like stud one-offs or something. Detroit could be in there just because of how cheap they are versus a guy like Sands. And I don't think Minnesota's bullpen's very good either behind him. So I don't love Detroit, but I could see that. And Minnesota, though, I'm not gonna be on Minnesota until Buxton starts getting hot again. I'm not gonna play that.
Gosh, he can't hit. Is he still sucking?
I mean, I could be wrong. He was sucking, but I didn't pay super close attention the last couple of days.
If you don't like that, you're talking about cheap stacks. Garlic 2-2 in the 3-hole. Nick Gordon 2K in the 7-hole, and then you got
Buxton's been bad. Part of my issue with stacking is I always want like the anchor talent, and like if Buxton's rolling, he makes these cheap guys look better to me because you just have that massive upside and the prices match. But if I can't play Buxton, how can I stack Minnesota? I just can't.
You don't even like mini stack or 3-man stack on. Like
I could always mini stack teams like that. Yeah, like if you need to, like most of the time I'll build. I've heard Hoop talk about it too on these shows where say I put the Mets in there and I just don't have much salary for the last 3 spots. I'll kind of look at the positions I need to fill and just look at the teams honestly. And if it's 3 cheap guys, it's going to sound bad, but I honestly don't care what team it is as long as they're from the same team. Any team. I literally don't care as long as it's 3 cheap guys from the same team.
Yeah. I mean, if your main stack goes off, you get double dongs and all
like
that.
If the Mets score 14 tonight and you get all the runs, and then you're going to have upside from having a unique stack with it. It could be anybody. I mean, the Twins could definitely fall into that bracket.
Yep. I'm going to go back to you for the next game. Big T, Cincinnati Reds, Boston Red Sox, Castillo and Waka on the mound. You like Castillo, so I'm assuming no Boston. And then Michael Waka, I don't really want to pick on him. I see Tommy Pham got scratched too, which made this lineup a little worse.
Fighting over more fantasy, Trey, fantasy rules.
One of the craziest stories you'll ever hear.
I was dying all weekend at that story, but no, I don't like hitters. If anything, I like pitching in this game. Like I said, Castillo, I think is a good play tonight, and Waka. I mean, I don't like Waka. I don't really ever play him or consider him. But if we don't like pitcher, and I know the Reds' offense sucks. I mean, look at this lineup; it's terrible. So I could play Waka. I mean, I don't like it, but sometimes I like to play the pitchers in the same game like that.
Yep, makes sense. Hoop, what you got in this game?
Yeah, not much. I mean, the Luis Castillo take is very interesting. And like I said, this is the one time in like the last week where the Boston team total is under 5, and they
got shut out yesterday too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the heater came to an end a little.
Literally, I think it's the only game on the slate with cool temperatures. I mean, it's looking like it's going to be relatively cold there, which is surprising. I mean, I don't think I'm really going to be on Boston, and definitely not the Reds. So this is a fade for me.
I'm with you. Next game on the slate: San Diego Padres, St. Louis Cardinals. Blake Snell and Adam Wainwright on the mound. I mean, you can't talk about this game and not mention Paul Goldschmidt. Absolutely on the heater. Besides that, Hoop, any interest?
Yeah, I mean, one of mine and Big T's long-lasting rules is not really playing batters in this stadium, and it typically does work out. I mean, this is not like a great stadium. It is a little warmer, but I've typically just not played bats here. Definitely won't be on the Padres side. But man, I do like riding guys that are on fire, and Paul Goldschmidt is on absolute heater. I don't love full stacking the Cardinals, but I could see myself using these guys as like a 3-man stack. If I have a lot of salary, go to like Goldschmidt. That's a sign of something good or bad.
Don't play him now.
Yeah, no, I don't think you can play him. Now he's got to be a fake Goldschmidt.
Wow. It's the opposite of I wish if it was a bad player, that would be
yeah.
I could see myself going with a mini here, though, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
Makes sense. Scary Creations in chat said, I left 1,100 on the table on DraftKings. Is that too much? That is definitely not too much in baseball. It's more about the roster.
You can leave any amount in baseball, honestly. And sometimes it's better. One of the biggest things, just because I'm not on a ton of baseball shows, I'll talk about it. One of the biggest mistakes I think people make in baseball is getting off their stack to like fit in. Say they got 2K left and going from their stack up to anybody. You could literally tell me anybody. Trout. Take one of their stack guys to Trout. Everyone wants to do it. And then Trout's not any of the studs. It doesn't have to be Trout, obviously. I think that's a huge mistake in MLB baseball. Do not come off of your stack to go up. Yeah, if you can fit a scrub one-off versus a good one-off, obviously go up to the good one-off. But don't come off your stack just to spend the salary. Do not do it.
Everyone does it. Everyone
does.
It's
hard for me not to do it. Like when you look at like, I don't know, an example tonight without like, say, where's our Mets team? JD Davis or Trout, just that example. It's really hard not to just come off for the stud. Yeah. Do not do it though. Play your stack.
That's why I use Saber a lot. Even if I'm building one or two teams on Saber,
good randoms.
Yeah, you do, and you make sure like at least give me 5 from a main stack, at least 2 in the other ones, and then you'll leave salary in a lot of them. And yeah, I definitely they give you good one-offs for sure that are 1% owned, but definitely there's no number for salary. Of course, if you're leaving 8,000 on the
I still slate. Don't think it's bad in baseball though. I really don't.
I mean,
as long as your team makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if a team will make sense at 8,000.
Yeah, it might not. It was just more of the point of it. Yeah.
The roster
like yesterday, some of those Wrigley teams with the win, you were leaving a bunch of salary and I was okay with it.
Yeah, most definitely. Big T going to go to you in this game though. Cardinals Padres.
Yeah, I mean, I think both pitchers are decent. I think the park isn't great, even though the chat's loving it home. Yeah, of course, it's a good home run stadium right now because Goldie and Arenado, these guys are hot. I mean, sure, absolutely. But, and I like those guys. You can use them as one-offs, but even using them as one-offs, like they're expensive. I'd rather use expensive guys than it. I just have strict stuff with parks like we were talking about, and I'm not playing hitters here.
So I assume next game in Texas, Big T, Ryan Yarbrough, Martin Perez. No interest in either of these two?
Definitely not here. And I mean, these pitchers, this is a weird slate with pitching because, like, you don't feel great about playing them as pitcher, but you also don't, like, feel great about – this is a perfect example. Yarbrough and Perez. Like, I don't feel great about playing them because they're probably both going to get 15 fantasy points. But I also don't feel great stacking against them. They're both good enough pitchers to where they're not going to give up 10 runs or something, which is going to win you a tournament. So this is more than likely a game I just stay away from.
Yep, I agree with you. Coors also just did get postponed. So
damn, I was hoping they left it just to give people something to think about.
Yeah, that is gone. So what? 12 games on DK, 11.
DC, did you call it? Did you call that Coors postponed from the shower?
We hurt his feelings.
He said the only one to get buried worse than me is G Rison.
G Rison just said it's such an easy. We got to get G Rison back for some shows. Just such a. My favorite G Rison thing though is that when Miggy's going for the 500 home run, and he's on there touting the bet Miggy to hit the home run. Probably has to be like the worst odds possible because everyone's going on there and betting it. He's just hammering it for like 3 weeks straight.
And he just has sucked for like 4 straight years, maybe longer.
Blue wig with the Modelo's in the hand. He had his baseball glove and everything. Yeah, I definitely miss good old G Rison.
Oh man.
Hoop, what you got in this game? Texas and Tampa.
Yeah, just not. I mean, it just seems like just such a boring game. I don't know. I just, like we talked about Perez, he's been good. I don't like this Rays lineup. I mean, Rays lineup is actually really bad. And then, on the Ranger side, I just think Yarbrough is good enough to like limit the damage. And I could see this game being like 3-2 or 4-3 or something. So pass for me.
I like it. Before we get to the next game, 600 watching, almost 300 likes. Let's make a push to 350. We're going to get you guys the plays of the day. But we like if you do hit the like button and then that big red subscribe button too. I know I've mentioned it a little bit. Make Simon smile behind the screen. That big red subscribe in the bottom right of the
behind the sticks.
Hit that. Yeah, behind the sticks. Yeah, exactly. I was that's when I ended. I say behind the sticks.
I like behind the sticks. That's one of your best lines.
Can't
I
double it up.
appreciate that. I got to write down that compliment from Big T. They don't come very often from Big T. So when you do, you got to write that.
That is a
down.
good point. Yeah, you are right on that. Big T keeps those things close.
I always give freaking compliments.
No
You guys
compliments
are
and
full of shit.
hanging up 10 seconds before the actual normal people hang up. Those are the two things with Big T. Next game on the slate.
Title's still sad because we were making fun of him about the trades. He's trying to get back.
I actually forgot. No, I forgot about it. But that trade, I'm telling you, you played Joe Val so much.
He's going back into it again.
He's back. He's back.
The Castellanos story, the worst story of all time. Worse than the carpet story. I agree with that.
He's back.
Perfect. Now he's going after Hoop.
No, but that trade.
How's the carpet story bad? Some dude almost beat my ass in my own house.
Holden was the one that made it bad.
Yeah. Holden's just the worst at that shit. He's like, man, I really like those cabinets in the background. And I started telling him the story about the cabinet. Just disregards everything and just moves on. I mean, it was.
I used to laugh at you about that until I did so many NBA shows with Holden, and he never listened to a single damn story of me the entire freaking season. No matter what I was talking about, he wouldn't listen.
Zero
the NBA
interest.
Premium show definitely knows that. He's always in the beginning of this show. Good old Holden. I think he's on the Up to Lock show today. DC, AP, and Holden. So always a good time in the live show chat. Check that out. Hit that like, hit that subscribe for us. But next game on the slate, Milwaukee Brewers, Chicago Cubs, Lauer and Justin Steele on the mound. All I'll say is I've been saying the past couple of weeks, Tyrone Taylor is a complete stud. If you play the Brewers, play the man. But Hoop, what you got out? What do you have besides him?
Yeah, definitely have some interest here in the Brewers. Tyrone Taylor's my favorite. I mean, JT's been on him. Yeah, you've been talking about him. And now they got him. I believe that lineup came out. He's batting fourth. And, he's the man.
I liked him when he was in the 7-hole more, though, because then nobody played him.
Yeah, now more people be on him. But I mean, it's a big slate tonight. I think he still comes in, relatively, low owned. So I'll be on this team. It's going to be, the right-handed bats, McCutchen, Urias, Taylor. I like my boy Hiura. I don't know where he's batting. I think he's down towards the bottom. Brousseau's batting fifth. So I'm gonna play some Brewers tonight. I think it's a good spot. The wind still blowing out. Looks like 13 to 15 miles an hour. I mean, they kind of dudded in that second game yesterday, but it was the second of a doubleheader. So I think they bounce back here tonight. And then on the Cubs side, not a ton of interest. Like I don't mind playing a guy like Contreras or this Morel guy leading off, but I don't think I'm going to do like a full Cubs stack tonight.
Yeah, thanks for tagging me in chat, JSU. K Fallick in Discord. Anytime you don't tag K, or it's the person that you're talking to, he goes off, and he was chirping title a little bit about Coors, and he didn't tag me. So I appreciate the tag, JSU. Brewers lineup did come out just recently. McCutchen, Urias, Yelich, Tyrone Taylor, Brousseau, Tellez, Hira, Kane, Caratini. So that is the Brewers lineup. Big T, got to have some interesting bats in this game, right?
Man, so I pull up Milwaukee. I do look at game logs more than most. Again, I like hot streaks. I don't like cold hitters. Whether that's right or wrong, that's how I do it. I've had good success with it. I pull up McCutchen in the one hole. All I see is zeros. So the dude hasn't cracked a point. It's all zeros on my screen. So 5 straight games with donuts. Whoo, in the one hole. That's a tough way to start the Milwaukee. But Tyrone Taylor, I mean, titles all over it. Total stud, 3,100. To me, sometimes I like to target one-offs and just jam them on every team. That could be me here because I don't think I like the full stack from Milwaukee. I do love Tyrone, though, so I could put him at this price point as almost just a slam dunk lock play. He's a red hot 2-3 straight big games. Love it. Love the play. But that's it for me. And then on the other side, I have another random, Clint Frazier, 2,600. The problem gets to be outfield as always. There's only 3 outfield spots. There's only so much you can do. But I do like the Cubs a lot more than Milwaukee. I like this lineup a ton more versus lefties. The issue with the Cubs side, though, is Lauer has been freaking good. I mean, you pull him up. Let me pull him up just to give the actual numbers.
Ashby just shoved on these dudes last night.
Who?
Yeah.
Ashby, like actual shove, like 37 fantasy points or something, right? Like,
yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I mean, and Lauer, I guess, did just have one bad game against St. Louis, eight fantasy points. But before that, double digits every single game I can see. Dude's just been good. So do I really want to pick on Lauer in a game that's going to get some ownership? I think I'm going to stick with just my 2 one-offs in this game. Tyrod Taylor and Clint Frazier, 2 guys I like a lot. Contreras, too, I could definitely play. Again, it's another little mini stack one-off type thing. Definitely not full stacks for me here, though, at Wrigley.
All right. What about this next game, Big T? Atlanta Braves, Arizona Diamondbacks, Charlie Morton against Humberto Castellanos. I assume you're not picking on Charlie Morton. Gary's in chat. Braves the best stack of the night. Just another day ending in Y. But hey, I can agree with him on this one. I think they're definitely in a good spot. So talk about it.
I haven't stacked Atlanta. I've made fun of Atlanta for the last month. I have not stacked them today. I think they're my favorite stack of the night. I just look at the lineup. I look at Castellanos. He sucks. Arizona's bullpen I don't like behind him. Good ballpark. Great. I love this lineup. I freaking love this lineup tonight. You got Olsen, lefty. I love Harris in the 9 hole. Obviously, the good hitters in between. Ozuna's heating up a little bit. Love Atlanta. Atlanta, I think I like them even more than the Mets tonight. So they're going to be – I like them a lot. And you know what? Morton, I don't like how he's looked this year. So I actually like Arizona a decent amount tonight. Looking at this lineup, I know at Run Pure – we've had a lot of success going to Arizona, and tonight I could see a little game stack working here in this game. You got a lot of lefties against Morton that I actually like too. So sign me up for this game. I actually like it a ton.
Someone, Brian in chat said Morton sucks. So there you go. Big T's on.
He's looked bad this year. I don't think he saw. He might get it together, but he just has not looked good to me.
Yeah. Yep. Played him a ton last year. He's been bad this year. There's definitely no denying that.
You on board and you picking on a little bit?
Yeah,
Arizona?
I'm board. I like that call. I mean, we know the obvious offenses tonight: Dodgers, Braves. Who's the other one? Mets. You're going to have to find something else here on the slate, and I like the Arizona call. Unowned, and these guys, these lefties, have been hitting very well this season, and Morton's kind of on the decline. I think a really good call, and I agree with the Braves. I mean, despite Gary stroking them every opportunity he gets, I'm with him tonight. Really good spot. This lineup looks strong, very strong top to bottom. So very interested in the Braves.
Yep, I definitely like the Braves as well, and then Diamondbacks. Yeah, I can get on board a little bit. I like those calls, and Brian said Morton sucks, so there you go. 2 games left on the slate. Hit that like button. Hit that big red subscribe button. 632 watching. We can get 350 on Simon's birthday. Said it again, Big T. It is his birthday. And that big red subscribe button, he would be thankful if you did hit it. Next game, Big T, going to you. I assume cross-off. Astros Athletics.
I can promise you that outside of a mini stack or something, you'll never hear me on a team in this park. And
wasn't that the Oakland against Marco Gonzalez because of the leverage? It was in Oakland, I think.
All 2K too, so there was definitely an exception. It was a mini. What
do we got? Luis Pereira 2-1, Andrus 2-3. They're cheap.
Montas and Javier on the hill. I am never ever playing bats in this park, it's as easy of a fade as you will, and it's a late game, which I'm naturally just like to cross off anyways. Yeah, definitely as easy of a fade as I will ever say of a game.
Yeah, I figured. Hoop, I know you're about to say the same thing, so I'll go back to you. Pittsburgh Pirates, the Dodgers, Mitch Keller, Julio Urias on the mound.
Just one super quick note too, because I think teams like Houston, not that they'll get it, they probably won't get that much ownership tonight, but I love to fade them. People don't downgrade them enough when they go to a park like this. It's been one of the loopholes, I think, from people over the years. Power offenses, when they go huge downgrades in parks, people will still play them, and they just don't get there as much as people think. So tonight's a bad example because nobody's really going to play Houston anyways. But say Houston had a 4.5 or 5 run total tonight, people would play them, and I just think it's bad. I very rarely play big offenses in these parks.
I did want Keith Stone in chat. I wanted to go to you, Big T, on this quick. Bueller or Morton, who's worse?
Bueller or Morton? I would definitely take Bueller over Morton. Bueller has struggled, though.
I was going to say, after yesterday, everyone tilting him. That's why I had to bring it up, because everyone was, because the pitching was so bad. He was the one name you all recognized, and it was definitely not a good performance for Mr. Bueller. But Hoop, I'll go to you. That's what I said. The Dodgers and Pittsburgh. I assume no Pittsburgh against Urias, but you always stack in the late night Dodgers because you go to bed early, you wake up with some more cheese in your pocket. Yeah. One of those nights again?
It's worked out a few times. Hopefully it works out again tonight. I mean, we talked about hot hitters, and I mean, there's just nobody as hot as Mookie Betts right now, just on freaking fire. Love him tonight. You want to pull up a game log and spark wood in your pants. Like, this is one. I mean, it is exciting numbers here.
It's like a 4K NBA player just constantly sitting right there. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's wild. So definitely very interested in him and the rest of this team. I mean, it looks like Bellinger will probably be out. I think he was scratched yesterday. So, this Edwin Rios guy, Gavin Lux.
He's finally third base, by the way, Rios is. So the Freeman and Rios question is no longer. You can play them both.
Yeah, that was super annoying. So absolutely love the spot. I will be all over the Dodgers again. And I still swear by it. I mean, their lineup's still not out. I really do think that lowers their ownership a little bit. And we have a lot of other offenses to go to. So tons of interest.
No, I agree with you. AP, I know, talked about it kind of recently too. But if the lineup's not out before lock, people want to be done, and myself included. Yeah. NBA goes all night for so long. I want MLB to be done at 6. So I think it definitely keeps some ownership down.
Yep.
Big T, Dodgers, Pirates. What you got?
Like my boy Mitch Keller. So I've been on the Dodgers every day for a month. I'm going to give him a night off. I will play Mookie though. Definitely Mookie. I don't like the Dodgers. I don't like the Dodgers as much at home either. I don't know. Mookie and Freddie would be the two that I would still have interest in, but I'm not going there tonight.
Makes sense. That is all 12 games on the slate. Before we get into stacks or anything, I was lacking a little bit with the members never win. Simon hasn't even said anything yet. I'm a little surprised. I was lacking. Got to give a quick shout out to a couple people. Our boy Matty Ice, $1,000 in tennis. Junior, always in chat, and always in chat right now. Always good mojo. $4,700 in MLB. Congrats to you, Junior. Punisher, $20,000 in MLB. Taylor made $26,000 in MLB. And then Simo, $620, always keeps crushing the big $100,000 in MLB. So congrats to you 5. You see a little tennis in there. Susie, Matty Ice, and Spread have been grinding that all the time.
Because this is a baseball show, though. Like, I've never been more impressed last week because they had the single entry series on DK. We had so many freaking members up in that top portion. It was outrageous. And we're going to do something, too. AP said it in there. We got to go through it. If you haven't posted your screenshots and the members never win in the Discord, do it because we're going to do something. I don't know what yet. We got to figure something out because there was literally probably 30 or 40 members in the top section of each amount. It was just crazy impressive. Gary and Uncle T and everyone that did the playbook last week, some great takes, and people crushed I know I crushed all week, and I can tell you how much time I thought about baseball last week. It was less than this show. So it was less than an hour, and I crushed all week. I'll tell you that much. So just great stuff last week from freaking everybody.
Yeah, I saw you up there too. Baseball has been on a heater for sure. The playbook guys, like you said, Gary, Uncle T, Steve Boynton's on once in a while. The Up to Lock shows with DC. Today's DC, AP Holden, always good here. And on a rough pitching slate like today, you best believe I'll be listening to what DC's got to say. So
you got to hear his rebuttal too.
Yeah, got to hear his rebuttal as well. That is for sure. There's no weather to really, I don't think, to be concerned about now. But hey, he might see something that I don't. But if you do want to listen to DC and the Up to Lock show, PGA 50, it's the last time I'm saying it. It's going to be up for 17 more minutes, and that is going to be pulled. Gets you 50% off your first payment. PGA 50, that is 17 more minutes if you want to use that. And make sure you get in the Discord if you do use it, because there's no place like Discord. 613 watching, 327 likes. You guys are getting the plays of the day after you get their top stacks, but we would love to see 350 and that big red subscribe button to make Simon happy as well. Give me your top 4 stacks on the slate today.
Top 4. So number 1's going to be the Mets. I'm just going to continue to ride them. They're just on absolute fire. Number 2 will be the Dodgers, just because I think we see some lower ownership with this, later start and no lineup out. After that, I'm going to go to falls off pretty quick. I guess the Braves. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to be pretty chalky with the stacks today. I just like those teams so much. And then one off the wall one. My Mariners. Love the Mariners. Yeah, Mariners are on that list for sure.
I like it. Big T, top 4 stacks.
Yeah, Braves and the Mets are my two like chalkier, high total teams, and then the Angels and the D-backs would be my sneakier, lower owned teams.
I like it. Steve Anthony said I took first in the 555 last Monday. Good time. Yeah, Steve Anthony, you've been crushing it. You had a good night on DraftKings too. Junior's in chat. We shouted out. So a lot of people in chat having success, things you absolutely love to see. Time for the plays of the day before we get on out of here. Going to go to myself first. I don't want Hoop stealing it because it is on his Seattle Mariners. And man, Julio Rodriguez is a complete stud for sure. Definitely have interest. Don't love the park. Don't love picking on guys in Camden, but he has the power. He has the speed. Guaranteed ninth inning at bat on the road. So give me Julio Rodriguez as the SO play of the day. Hoop, going to you, the rich parents play of the day. Who do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to my Mariners, and it's going to be the guy that hits a home run right in front of your guy, and that is Ty France. Ty France is hitting us a dong tonight. Love the Mariners. I don't think they're going to have much ownership. Big Ty getting it done.
Stevie Boynton just came in his undies.
Good. He's got a little 6 to midnight. He took it.
Yeah.
He's not even 6 to midnight. He already finished the job. He had to go to his undies.
He's 4'1". Yeah, he was like what 5'7", 5'8", like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he was expensive. Yeah,
I like that. Little 2-3 mini.
He's too short of a guy to even hit it over the deep fence now.
Big T, the workbench play of the day. You don't hear it very often in baseball, only once a week right now. So give us a winner. If you want to give 2, you can give 2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with the Braves guy because they're my favorite stack. And man, who do I want to give? You know what? In true, I like to give a cheaper guy. So I'm going to give the 9-hole hitter. I think the dude's actually pretty good from what I've heard Gary and JT talk about. Michael Harris, 2,500, 9-hole, low owned with your Brave stack. Put him with whoever you want in there. I like it. Michael Harris, true workbench style.
Yeah. Actually, funny you said that. I built it like the last team. I built a couple teams as we were going along, and I had some Harrison there. So
now
I'm excited. Talk about Stevie Boynton getting the job done. Hoopster.
Hoopster that happens a lot. Someone says something.
I swear. He was like one of the last names I just clicked. So that's exciting stuff, really.
Michael Harris.
He just sticks out because like every other dude in that lineup, I like some of them, but no workbench plays. Michael Harris just sticks out as the workbench.
Yeah, Lake Bum in chat. Did they talk about the Rangers game? We did. It took like 2 seconds. No one had interest in any bats there. So there's a quick synopsis on that. But that's going to do it for us. It was a very fun show. Again, wish Simon a happy birthday in Discord. Hit the like on your way out. Hit that big red subscribe on your way out to DC AP Holden on the Up to Lock show. And we'll be back tomorrow as always. Fun show. We appreciate you all hanging out with us. That's going to do it for Hoop, Big T, Simon Behind the Sticks. I'm Titletown. Good luck, everybody.